You know who is here? Freddy. Eating for One has the best Freddy impression. Happy Halloween.
Alright, enough of that. Happy Halloween, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, I got my new Freddy sweater. Got my claw here, got my fedora. Freddy is the king. Like I've said before, Freddy Krueger is the greatest horror movie icon. Why? Because unlike all those other guys, he has a personality. A sparkling personality just like yours truly. And I think I have the greatest Freddy impression ever. So, when it comes to a Freddy Krueger impression,
let me handle this bitch.
So, onto my Freddy Krueger fan fiction. I'm sure all the other Nightmare on Elm Street fans, like myself, have their own fan fiction ideas. Okay, this idea is like a sequel to Freddy vs. Jason. I already know that they already made like a kind of a sequel in graphic novel form, but this is another idea. Freddy vs. Jason vs. Michael Myers. Here's how I want to throw Michael Myers into the mix. As you recall, at the end of Freddy vs. Jason, Jason had Freddy's head, but the head winked. So, my theory is, Freddy somehow gets back into the dream world. But Alice, the Dream Master from Nightmare 4 and 5, manages to pull Freddy into the real world. So, Freddy wants a lackey to protect him from Jason. So who does he manipulate next? He manipulates Michael Myers. Yes, Michael Myers goes to Haddonfield, or however you pronounce Michael Myers' town. And manipulates Michael Myers into going after Jason. So Alice from Nightmare 4 and 5 teams up with Laurie Strode. And those two team up with Laurie from Freddy vs. Jason. So yeah. So while Michael Myers is fighting Jason, Freddy turns Haddonfield, or however you pronounce it, into the new Elm Street. So people in Michael Myers' territory start having Freddy Krueger nightmares. So that's that idea. Now, I trust that you all have seen the movie A New Nightmare, you know, where Freddy Krueger is like real and he's like a demon. I had the idea of A New Nightmare 2. Another idea is, I thought, how cool would it be if Freddy Krueger had his own sidekick? The idea for this story is, an aspiring serial killer moves to Springwood, that's Freddy Krueger's territory, to follow in Freddy's footsteps. So what Freddy does is he catches on to this guy and invades his dreams and gives him the glove. And then the aspiring serial killer starts doing Freddy-style murders, and that gets everyone in Springwood afraid, and that lets Freddy get into the dream world again and start butchering people in their sleep. So the scary part would be, you know, the youth of Elm Street and Springwood aren't safe awake or asleep, because Freddy gave this would-be nutjob the glove, and the would-be nutjob starts butchering people in the real world while Freddy's doing it in the dream world. And I had an interesting idea on how this guy could get a hold of the real Freddy glove. Freddy, in the dream world, would tell this guy to go to 1428 Elm Street. So, by 1428 Elm Street, he goes into the basement, and what does he find in the furnace? This. I thought that was a good idea. Another idea I had was a Nightmare on Elm Street prequel, like when Freddy was still alive. I thought it would be really cool to see exactly how Freddy became the Springwood slasher, you know? So, it would still have Freddy in it, but it would have Freddy as a human being, and not as the dream demon that we all know and love. Another thing I want to talk about is the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, starring Jackie Earle Haley. Here's the thing. Jackie Earle Haley did a good job as Freddy Krueger, but he's not Robert Englund. What else can I say? I'm getting sweaty. So, since Jackie Earle Haley isn't Robert Englund, that's what makes this movie, the remake, a little underrated, because a lot of Nightmare on Elm Street fans weren't willing to give it a chance and look at a fresh interpretation. The movie itself, you know, putting aside the narrow-minded, oh, it's not Robert Englund bullshit, the movie itself is actually pretty good. Even though, like, some characters were the same characters in the original movie, but their names were different for some reason, like the characters Glenn and Tina from the original ones had a different, like a new name. In a nutshell, the movie was a good tribute, let's say. Like, Robert Englund is Freddy Krueger, but Jackie Earle Haley is Freddy Krueger Jr. Let's put it that way. So in conclusion, happy Halloween. I'm Freddy Incarnate. And Freddy Krueger is the greatest horror movie icon ever. And I don't want to hear anything different. Happy Halloween, bitch! That should do it.